Hi. Welcome to Sister Weekend. We're so glad you made it.
I don't know why we shout that part.
I don't know.
We're that excited that you're here to hang out with us for a little bit and squish some pretty yarn and talk some knitting. So my name is Beth.
I'm Kari.
And we are Sister Weekend Yarn Co. Okay. Trying to psych myself up for this. Because I'm in a mood. You know when you're in a mood. But the yarn will help.
Yeah. Once we start talking about it and squishing it, yarn always helps.
Yarn always helps.
Everything.
That is true. Mm-hmm. So we are going to show you, we have this beautiful mountain of yarn right here in front of us. And we're going to show you kind of what's in our shop right now, / what I need to list in our shop, because it's not actually in there yet. But it will be in there by the time you are watching this. And then we are also going to show some samples that we have recently finished. So let's do this one first. I know we've already talked about this, but since we're talking samples and yarn.
The Everyday Shawl. Is this? Yeah, that's the right side. From our Sun mini set. And then this one is the Sun in the full skein. On the end here, this yellow orange.
So this is our Sun mini set on our 75-25 superwash merino nylon base. So these 5 beautiful colors, and then along with a skein of Sun, which is so glorious, so bright, so beautiful.
Also have them on sparkle, and man,
yes.
And it's a gold sparkle, and on that gold sparkle, I love that glitter. I can't help it.
Auntie Kari loves shiny things. She's a mermaid at heart. So yes, this is on, I don't know how well you'll be able to see, but this is on the sparkle, or that's our Audrey base with gold stellina.
There's a little bit there.
And we have the full skeins of Sun as well as mini sets on that gold stellina base. Oh, I need to knit something with this. I'm also admiring my nail color, which our mom had to say today how ugly she thought it was. Thanks, Mom. I just have to say, I really don't like your nail color. To which I responded, why did you have to say that? Keep it to yourself. Oh, I like my swampy green nails. They make me so happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Squirrel. All right. So you've also seen, if you've watched the previous episodes, that had been working on the Luminaria shawl.
I can help you.
Thank you, my lady.
Yes.
By Lindsay Fowler. It's so pretty. Just take a moment and enjoy how beautiful it is.
All this rainbow goodness.
We didn't mean to dye a rainbow, but that's just kind of what happens.
I think we've mentioned that a few times.
Yep.
Like you'll just notice rainbows a lot.
Oops. We're so sad we dyed another rainbow. Okay, so we have the main color is this darker blue, is our Moon colorway, which has blues and greens and some black and gray as well. Kind of a dark moody blue. That's the main, and I used almost the entire skein. I had just a teeny bit left. And then it uses the whole Sun mini set, like I just showed, all those colors. And then out of the Moon mini set, it uses only these 2, I think.
It looks like it.
Double checking. Less and less sure. Just kidding. I think mine are just extra light blue. Yeah. So did not use these 3. So there will be some kits up in the shop for the Luminaria shawl in exactly this color configuration if you are interested in making a nice rainbow shawl for yourself. I love it. I love the Pico bind off. Did not love knitting it because tedious, squirrel.
Yeah.
But it's worth it. And I blocked out every single tiny little point.
Good job.
Thank you.
I should mention on this too, I had like probably half of the minis left on this because I did the small version. I think there's a larger version, but I did the small one because I'm like, oh, let's do this quick. Let's get this done.
We like seeing things get done. Can you tell?
Yep.
So yeah, that's some of what we have going on. Then I've been kind of back on the sock wagon, which I had been off of for quite a while. Like I just feel like I hadn't been making a ton of socks. I used to knit socks like constantly. I was just cranking them out constantly. But I'm back. I'm back in the sock game. So I knit this one, which is a sock from Summer Lee's new book, The Sock Project. I believe this is called the Cozy Cabled Sock. I'll double check and write it in the notes, but I'm quite sure. It is a DK weight sock, and it's a bit hard to tell.
Would you like a sock block? Would that help?
Oh, yeah. So wise, so clever, so brilliant, so helpful, so beautiful. My sister, everyone. Okay. So the dark color makes it a little hard to see, but there are cables. There you go. Cables along that top leg portion. And then I did the stripes throughout the foot. So this is knit exactly to pattern. And I used the Moon colorway. This lovely hot pink is our colorway called Lip Smacked, which we will be dyeing some more of to put in the shop. And this lighter kind of peachy pink color is called Winter Glow. And we have that on quite a few different bases and different, like some 100 grams, some 50 grams, some 20 gram. It's a really, really pretty, like peachy pink. So there will also be some kits for these socks in the shop. See, look how pretty my swampy green nails are. She doesn't get it. Look at me taking it too far, making it weird. What else was I gonna say about these? Oh, I haven't done all the math, but I'm pretty sure, I know for sure you can get these two colors out of like 50 gram skeins. And I think all three colors, I'm almost positive that these will be kits of 350 gram skeins of DK. So the Moon, the Winter Glow, the Lip Smacked. So you can make your own cute little socks. Then, I just can't get enough of my Lindsay Fowler. She's the designer of the Luminaria shawl, as well as the High Desert socks, which I just cannot get enough of. I've knit these so many times. Oh, I just love these colors.
Very springy.
Very springy.
I mean, surprise, surprise.
I know, right?
Spring.
We've been it's been a very brown winter. Hardly even any white. Like, there's hardly been any snow. And I live in Minnesota. Like, I need my snow in the winter or I get depressed. So I've been finding my color here. Oh, look how pretty my nails look. I'm sorry, I'm obnoxious today. So this is a new colorway that I dyed and kind of sort of surprised Kari for her birthday with this colorway. The name is going to be like Hobbit themed, but I'm just not sure what yet. So it's like I don't even know how to describe this green. It's like a springy green, but there's like blue undertones in some areas, and then there are black and orange speckles. And then the pink that contrasts here is Winter Glow again, which is the same one I just showed in this sock. So you hold, for the body of the sock, this part is your main color, so the green held double. But then for the cuff, heel, toe and these stripes, you hold one strand of your main color and one strand of your contrast, which kind of gives it that like marled effect, and kind of tones down some of your brighter colors too. And then we have an orange in here that's actually the orange from our sun.
So it'd be this one here,
Yep.
I believe.
From our sun.
Yeah, that really tones it down. It
I
looks
know.
like two different oranges.
Yeah. It's kind of cool how it does that. So there will be different kits for this as well. And we are hoping to put up like a build your own sock set kind of ordering situation on the website, so that if you like some of the colors that you're seeing, but you want to put them together in a different way than we have, that you'd be able to do that. So, forthcoming. Oh, I love these socks so much. Okay, then we just have some more yarn that we don't think you've seen yet.
Yeah, probably not.
Kari, how about you go and explain this one?
Okay.
Because that one's so fun.
Yeah, so this one is also on the Audrey Sparkle sock. There you can see the sparkles a little better. And it's called Camper Cushion. And it's called that because when we would be at our grandma's house, they had these old camper cushions, probably like a camper, I'm assuming from like the 70s, you know?
Oh, yeah.
If not older, probably. That we would bring down, and that's what we would sleep on as kids in our grandma's craft room when we would stay over.
And they were like exactly this dark, like the darkest part.
By the end, they were this lighter part. Whoa. Hello. There we go.
And they had like
yeah, like that glittery
like stuff. Like it almost looked like tinsel. Like
yeah,
it
like
looked
Christmas
like this.
tinsel. Yep.
In the cushions,
Yep.
They were so scratchy.
Yep. Yep. I could not think of a name, and we were in Grand Marais and our hotel was near a highway, and Beth said it sounded like, or reminded her when we were at Grandma's house, and I'm like, yeah, and then I looked and I went, camper cushions, that's what it's called. Oh.
So if you ever see an interesting name on our yarn, you should ask for the story, because there
Yeah.
probably is one.
I was so proud of myself of naming that.
I love that one.
Because that one
It's
just
perfect.
popped out of nowhere. Mm-hmm.
It's perfect. Then we have this guy. This is the one that I was just showing in those high desert socks. So it's a little more yellow-green in some areas, but knits up really pretty. We have this vibrant little skein of yarn. This is called Midnight Diet Mountain Dew. This is named for our friend Michael. Michael. Hey, Michael. Tracy's going to enjoy that. Michael is her husband, and he's the first person we named any of our yarn after. That just makes me so happy. And Tracy's actually knitting a pair of socks out of this right now. That we have on our Ruth sock base. Then we also have Outfoxed, which is like a really pretty light tan brown.
In this lighting, well, from, in real life, a little pinky tone to it.
Maybe a little bit, but it's not pink. Like,
No.
it's just maybe a more pinkish
Just right
brown.
now, it looks like it.
With orange and brown speckles. Yeah. It goes really well with our Teddy Fixes Everything colorway, which is a little bit of a sneak peek into our Daisy Jones collection, because Teddy fixes everything. So we have those two on sock. And I said I was going to throw these in the box.
Oh, yeah.
And here I am piling them next to you
I
instead.
didn't even notice. That's funny.
This lovely purple and gray kind of tonal skein. Like an intense tonal. Not like a tonal. So variegated, I guess. I don't know. What's the difference? This is called Lavender Fields, because that is what it looks like. And then, I think you've seen these two before.
That was, I think, on our first episode.
Yeah. So we have Ice Hole and Smell the Flowers, but I think on the website they're in sock sets right now. But that's what they are. And then we also have Grumpy Teenage Merdude which is like a super fun blue-green. And the speckles are actually like, most of them are orange. So in some spots, they really bring kind of a cool effect to that. So that's what we've got in the shop right now. We'll be dyeing some more yarn shortly, just so that we can have more of these same colors, so we can make lots of like different sock sets and things, and then also some new colors, because that's what you do when you're new, right? You make a bunch of new colors. Yeah. And of course, all of our favorites we can't show you yet because they are our Daisy Jones yarns that we keep talking about. That will be coming out in June. Yeah, that's almost all for shop news.
I think so.
The only other news is that we have like kind of a little tiny vending event coming up at the end of April. So that is the Fargo Makers Market at Fargo Brewing Company in Fargo, North Dakota. And that is on Sunday, April 28th.
From 1 to 5.
From 1 to 5.
Yep.
So if you are anywhere near Fargo and you want to come hang out with us and buy some yarn and potentially some hats that we've made and see a whole bunch of other fun vendors at a brewery where you can also drink beer, feel free to come join us. We're really excited. We're going to kind of use that as like our very first like learning how to use all of our equipment and systems and stuff like that. So we are excited about that, and that means we get to have like a legit sister weekend back at the Fargo office, because now we've mostly been at the Farwell office because my entourage, they need me. That's my children, in case you're wondering. I don't have a real entourage, but if you'd like to start one. Just kidding. So weird. Drink your coffee, everybody. That's what we're doing. All right, now what?
Show what we've been working on. Because you showed a lot of what you were working on. Beth did a lot of the samples.
Yes, I've been kind of sample crazy. I'm just like, we have these colors, and I just keep putting them together, and I'm like, oh, I gotta see. Plus, for sample socks, you only have to knit one.
And you're done.
I'm done.
One and done. Love it.
Oh, it's making me so happy. So much fun. Okay, do you want to go first?
Sure. Can't remember I had a lot of projects on our last one. They haven't gotten very far. Remember what I was going to make? Like, this giant ass, granny square blanket?
Yeah.
I got 6 of them made.
6 blankets, right?
Yeah, sure. Sure. I'm about exactly where I started.
No shame.
Ugh.
You got plenty of time.
Right. But I've mainly been working on my Celadon shawl, and it's almost done, so it's probably, I don't know if you guys even saw it last time. It was probably just this little orange corner. Now it's this big old rainbow.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the top? Are you holding it upside down?
I don't know, probably.
Not that it really matters.
It's probably a little funky too, because there was a lot more to pay attention to than I wanted to, and it's like, you know what? Whatever. I'm to that point where I'm like, I just want it done. Yep. Especially now that it's just the orange. Because this was, I was going, because all the fun colors, and then now it's this part. And I actually had to buy more yarn, which I couldn't believe. I thought the one skein of the orange would work, and then I ran out.
You know what? I only have 1 skein of my color.
Yeah.
I didn't even think, I hope. Well, if I run out of yarn, maybe my one end will just be more mini skein colors or something. We'll see. I could show my colors. I wound them up.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. We've disappeared.
And then I've also been working on a sample, but that's for our Daisy Jones colors. Yes. So that I can't show yet.
But we'll show it closer to June, right? That's what Kari just told me.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, maybe we could show it as like a teaser. And she was like, nah. So, if you really want to see the colors.
Blame me.
Just kidding. So these are my colors for the Celadon shawl. So all the same minis, contrast colors. And then this is a skein of Suburban Stitcher. And I don't remember the colorway name, to be honest with you. But that's what I will be doing one day. You know, before I die. Just kidding. Probably before ZK, I hope. So is that all you have for projects to show?
I think, yeah, because I didn't even think about, That's all I've been working on anyway.
Cool. I just have a couple. I've been working on a handful of different things. And I just realized one of them is over there. That's okay. I can grab it in a moment. So I finished these socks, which I don't think you've seen because they were a very impulsive cast on. And I absolutely love them. So these are, again, DK weight socks. Using 2 strands of fingering weight held together. I'm just going to reach over here to grab my sock blocker. So you can see, because ribbing looks so silly until you stretch it out. There.
See a rainbow again.
What? So this was a skein of the kind of rainbow color changing one was a skein of opal in the Sweet and Spicy 2 Cake Pops colorway. I don't know if any of you remember those from back in the day a couple years ago when Susan B. Anderson made some, and then, oh my gosh, she couldn't find that color anywhere. And I can see why, because look, it's so pretty. And then here I used some fuzzy yarn from, I can't remember the base, but it's from Lavender Loon. And I believe the colorway is called 80s Cowgirl, I think. And this is kind of based off the High Desert Socks pattern in just like the stitch count and how they look, but I did 2x2 ribbing, which is different than that pattern, and I kind of just did whatever with my stripes. Because I've knit enough of those to just kind of be able to play with it at this point and use it as a recipe. And then the other yarn, did I say that I held it also with cat sandwich fibers?
I don't think so.
Okay. So, and it was like a very kind of minty and pink color. So this is that color. So was these two held together. And that was that was a willy-nilly colorway. So her willy-nilly colorways are like one of a kind, one pot wonder type of things. I love cat sandwich fibers yarn. It is one of my all-time favorites. So those are done, and I love them. And I'm on a DK. Ooh, sorry. I'm on a DK sock kick, very much so, especially with marled yarns. Then I also knit on my bubble cardigan after at least we decided 4 years and 3 years.
I think 3 sounds
3
more,
years.
Yeah.
In hibernation, in whatever you want to call it, percolating, sweaters and waiting, whatever you want to call it. So this is a Stephen West pattern, and I'm using, it's a fingering weight sweater, and I'm using all Stress Knits yarn. Oh, I love it so much. So this is mostly from a couple of advents, I believe, and each color is only in here once. So I worked really hard to get them kind of a little bit in a pattern. So I did kind of like a pink, a purple, a green, a speckle, a dark, I don't know. I had some kind of system, and I think it worked out pretty well to look pretty cohesive. So the nice thing too about this is because it's such an oversized sweater, the sleeve, is it called a drop shoulder the way this is, where it's like Goes like all the way down here.
Sure.
So you don't have to knit your sleeve super long. And my sleeves, like, it looks so weird. Yeah. And it is so weird, but it doesn't fit so weird. It's just, I had issues of my own. My own issues. Not a Stephen West issue. He's fine. He writes good patterns. It's me. I'm the problem. It's me. So then all I have to do now is the second sleeve. And then I shall steek, which is not how this pattern is written, but it is how I am choosing to do it. So this middle column here is my steeking column. So I'm going to cut that up the middle after I reinforce it. And then I will knit the shawl collar, and then I will wear this thing, and I will say all sorts of things like, why didn't I finish this sooner? Oh my gosh, I could have been wearing this for 3 years. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Stuff like that. I've already been picturing myself wearing it. Like, I love it. Like, okay, spring is going to be over like that.
Yeah.
I think spring, like in the Midwest, has to be the shortest. I mean, the actual like spring weather. It pretty much goes from winter to summer. There's like a couple weeks of spring. So I'm like, to me, this is very springy. I'm like, I gotta finish. Then I also have been working on my Granny Square cardigan, which also had been sitting around for about a year. So I'm going to grab the squares for that. In my cute little basket. So I was inspired by Yana from Finnish Knitting Stories. She just makes the most gorgeous projects, and she made a Granny Square cardigan about a year ago that had that was like white with like lots of neons and pinks and stuff. And I was like, I want one, please. So I just started, and she kind of made up her own pattern. And so I just kind of copied that, just copied the idea of making granny squares and seaming them together. So this is what I have. Oh my gosh, and I love it so much. And it's just a whole bunch of different colorways. But it's going to be super cropped. So this is actually like the whole body of it. So I need to join the sides, and then I need to, thank you, my lady. I need to obviously knit some sleeves and a collar of some kind, and I'm going to wear it over this fantastic swampy green dress that I have. Probably paint my nails too. And yeah, I like it. I don't know. I think this will work. I haven't blocked this. I don't know. We'll see. And I just guessed also at how many squares I would need. So I had originally planned to have the whole sleeves be granny squares, but I only have 3 left. And I've just kind of mentally moved on from the granny square making part of this project. So I think I'll pick up stitches and knit a sleeve using these 2 colors, which are like kind of white bases with speckles, hot pink. And then I'm going to, I think, put these on as like elbow patches, because I just think that'll be really adorable and ridiculous and hilarious, and that's what I'm here for. And just the bright, fun, springy colors. I've just needed a lot more color in my life. I always need color in my life, let's be real. All right, so yeah, that's what I've been working on. Now what?
I
don't know. Bye. I'm just kidding.
Should we talk about our Grand Marais?
Sure. Yeah.
Trip?
You talk. I feel like I have been hogging the microphone.
It's the big sister, little sister role. It just happens.
It's not just me forcing it to be that way, though. You are generally a quiet person.
I am.
And you don't say so much out loud to the rest of us.
I'll say it when it needs to be said.
Mm-hmm.
Where do we start? So we went up.
We could start with the panic of.
Yeah. So we, a while back, planned to go to Dappled Fern up in Grand Marais for like a little mini retreat. And, of course, it was in the end of March. And, of course, there's got to be a storm coming. We had all this beautiful weather. Like, why wouldn't there be something coming on? When we got a trip planned, and I thought for sure, I'm like, it was supposed to be like a blizzard, like bad, like, I don't know, 8 to 16, 20 inches of snow predicted or whatever. Something ridiculous like that.
And we haven't had hardly any snow this winter at all. So it's not like, usually at this point in the season, if there have been a couple blizzards, you know, you're kind of like, well, you're used to it. Or you kind of, where this time it was like it hasn't snowed all winter and now there's going to be a storm.
Yep. But our friend Jeannie is a genius. And it was supposed to be, we were going to go up Friday to Sunday. And that's when the storm was coming, was like that weekend. And I thought for sure, like, we're not going to go. We're going to have to like reschedule or do something else or get our money back, whatever. But Jeannie's like, why don't we go up Thursday and leave Saturday? I'm like, yes. Why don't we do that? So we did that, which was nice because then we got up there and we had a whole day to kind of just explore on our own for the most part and hang out. And Jeannie's been up there plenty of times, so she brought us to all the spots to go to, which was nice. And and then we hung out at Dappled Fern on Friday for a few hours, and then Saturday was like kind of the big main part. That was awesome, of just hanging out and knitting and talking. And Sunday we didn't go. We left Saturday.
Yeah, we left Saturday afternoon.
Yep.
Because the storm was supposed to start Sunday.
Yep.
Which it did, but it didn't start out at nearly as strong as. Yes. So I'm like, well, we probably could have come back, but just for peace of mind, it was much better the way we did it. And it was just that's my new favorite yarn store. It was just so welcoming, and like Dorothy, the owner, was just so kind, and she's such a, like, if you see her on Instagram and like doing like, you know, she puts her face out there a lot and does lots of little like videos and reels and whatever, and she's just as like mellow and kind and sweet and wonderful and accommodating and welcoming as you would think she would be. And we met some really fun people, and we got to meet some of their dogs.
Yeah, that was fun.
And we got to we actually got to show off our yarn, which was so cool. But I think I'll put together a blog post too of like some pictures of some of the different places that we visited and some of the places we ate, because oh my gosh, there was some really amazing, delicious food and coffee and treats. And then we can post some pictures too of the treasures we brought home from Dappled Fern.
Yes.
Dappled Fern. And it was kind of in my mind, it was kind of my like last hurrah in terms of like
spending money and
yes, because now that, you know, we've gone from, we as in like my hubby and our kids, it's like, you know, from 2 incomes to right now 1. So it was like, okay, quick, before there's no extra money, we're gonna go on this one last yarny adventure. So you know how it is, budgets. Sometimes there's yarn trip money and sometimes there's not. I was wondering how long we could hold it. I broke first.
Good show off. I got this little project bag from Dappled Fern. That's their logo. Super cute. And it's right by Artist Point, so that's kind of think what that lighthouse is over on this side.
Because Grand Marais is right on Lake Superior in very, very, very northern Minnesota.
Yeah. That was my first time up that far north, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the lake that's between Minnesota and Canada. That big giant lake. You know the one? been up there. But yeah, Grand Marais is the furthest north I'd been, other than Duluth, which, not other than, because it's more north than Duluth is. None of that is important. But it's just like, yeah, I don't think you can go to Grand Marais and not look up real estate later. Like, you're like, could we move there?
Oh.
Could we swing in?
When you drive by and see all the cute cabins and the cute houses, and you're like, oh.
And it's just like a gorgeous area. Like there's just so much beautiful nature around you. And looking out on Lake Superior feels like looking out on the ocean.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yep.
vast.
Yep.
Oh, and you got your...
Yeah.
I see what you're doing
Yes.
there.
My big old bag. The Artifact Bag Co. One of their canvas ones, if they have any.
You got that at
ones.
Dappled Fern.
Yes, I got this at Dappled Fern. It's got... Just love a bag with pockets. It's got this big old pocket that I can put my patterns in, and
It's
2 pockets on the side.
Really hardcore canvas.
Yes. Yep. And then 2, holes here that's supposed to be your yarn goes through with your project, but who does that? I'll put keychains and stuff there. Yeah. This was my birthday gift to myself. It was also my birthday weekend that weekend, kind of. Of course there'd be a storm coming.
Right.
I know. That's just how it works.
Heaven forbid we try to do something fun.
Yep. Oh, we made it. All worked out.
We did. It did.
Yes.
It worked
Yeah.
out. It was hard to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Like, truly, they had to practically pull me to the car. I don't want to go.
Well, and it
The
was
knitters are still here.
like when we were there, it was like gorgeous and sunny and like nice, and you're like, what storm are they talking about? Why? Why? Ugh.
Oh, that sun was... We had not seen sun for a long
Yeah.
time either. It was like... It felt so good.
I think that's all I got.
I think that's all we got, folks.
Yeah.
All right. So hopefully we'll be back here again within the next couple of weeks. Maybe do this again during Sister Weekend in Fargo.
Yeah.
Back in the Fargo office. That's a little over 2 weeks from now. So that'd be about right. So until then, happy knitting.
TTFN.
Ta-ta for now.